want to fish off this side so I can work my bait and get a better hook set.
That's something that Kevin talked to us about yesterday. Kevin's had 20 boats the first 2 days, and how courteous the fishermen were, not fishing, but they wanted to go in front of him where he's fishing towards him a little bit, and it's causing a lot of trouble on these seawalls. Edwin hasn't had to deal with this until today.
And another thing about Ayler that I was watching yesterday when we were trying to figure out what he was flipping was number one, I was like, wow, he is getting a good hook in him. Every one that he was catching, I was like, and whenever you're using a weightless soft plastic, generally you get a pretty good hook in them.
Yeah.
And I was amazed by he wasn't cracking them. He just kind of leaned into them. And that's when I started to think something different going on with what he's doing. And what's amazing to me is a lot of those big ones yesterday was how far back he was putting that bait.
He's been fortunate to be able to land all those fish in this tournament. He talked about it a little bit the first day. That 9-pounder was on the other side of some wood when he set the hook and the fish just jumped over it coming to him. That's one thing we don't need to forget about. When karma starts happening like that for you, 9-pounders jump over the wood towards your boat, it might be your week.
He made the comment, he goes, if he'd have turned 1 degree to the right, I would have lost him. A lot of boat weights for Evers right there.
That's Kevin's cat, I hear. Kevin VanDam can do the best cat.
Glad you're in the back.
He talks to the dogs in a language that they really want to bark. Yeah,
Iaconelli does too. Iaconelli does too.
Sometimes too.
Yeah, he'll rough talk him.
Yeah. But Kevin can really get them riled up.
Sucker looks like he's gonna rip your head off, don't he?
Zachers.
A lot of 3-pounders getting caught. Cliff Crochet, Brett Hyde, Jordan Lee 3.5. Steve Kennedy's got 3 for 9.4.
And Kennedy, that was the first guy that was a bigger margin behind. He was 8th place behind VanDam, but he was the gap. He was 10 pounds back. So we don't know if that's a close enough gap to come back, but he's off to a great start, obviously.
We need to move.
Here's another thing start going on in Edwin's mind. Need to move, and he's been moving a lot early.
Yep.
Oh,
dang it.
But he knows when he moves, things get stirred up again.
Go a little bit further. And they're up there shallow. I don't know what it was. It didn't swoosh like he was hard chasing something, but
It's like a good one. 2 of them hooked up. Ayler hooked one too, didn't he?
That's a little better one. Still not the big ones, but
it doesn't get much better than that, folks.
Wow.
Watch it.
wow. Yeah, 2-pounder. Number 2. Oh, I guess I better turn those live wells on, huh? Might as well, since I have fish in there.
He's not hiding the bait as much today. Let's get a look at this when he rigs it up.
Maybe we can get something out to Eric to show us this right here.
Good deal.
There you go. Is it fair to call that the Yamaha Taste the Bait right now?
Sounds like an opportunity, a window.
Well done.
A window of opportunity.
Take
The
it.
Yamaha Taste the Bait playing out before our very eyes right here.
Getting a good look at it right there. And, Davey, it's kind of been a 1-2 punch so far this tournament.
It has. I like to talk about this bait just a little bit because it's so unique and it's so different. We knew something was going on. We could see in the background they were great fishermen all around Brett Ayler. And that's why he's been hiding the bait from us all week. He knew he had a little different deal dialed in that other folks didn't know about. But it's just so smart on his part to come up with a bait like this. We talked about the fish being suspended, not on the bottom. You don't need a lot of weight. And he's not using a lot of weight. He's not using any weight.
You and I have a lot of friends that we like to call old Texas hands. I'll even throw my buddy Greg Hackney in here. I'm talking about braid, a 3/4 ounce jig. You're looking at a guy flipping a weightless bait, pretty dirty water, pretty heavy cover. Would you have thought that coming into this tournament ever, Dave?
No. And the other thing, he's doing it where every local I talked to said it couldn't be one up there because of too much pressure.
Right.
That's too much pressure with a 3/4 ounce jig that they see 100 of every week.
Brett
That's our
Ayler,
Yamaha
solid
Taste the
start. 2 fish in the live well. Take a look at Edwin Evers right here. Looks like he's throwing I believe that's an Andy's custom jig right there, and War Eagle spinner bait, 1/2 ounce and 3/4.
The only difference in the spinner baits, he's throwing a double willow sometimes and willow Colorado combination. The other, notice both of them have a very big back blade.